According to the Credit Suisse Global Wealth Report, the number of American millionaires totaled about 26.9 million as of 2023, or about 6.6% of the total U.S. population. While that's a staggering amount of wealthy people, the relatively small percentage underscores how difficult it remains to become a millionaire. Even some of the most famous names in business have made huge financial errors that could have cost them their millionaire status. Yet, in most cases, these savvy business people learned from their mistakes and went on to enjoy even greater prosperity. Number 9. Warren Buffett is the owner of Wombec Textile Company. Once again, Warren Buffett is included on this list because his investment in Wombec Textile Company was unsuccessful. Buffett was so emotionally affected by the mistake that he brought up his unsuccessful investment in the New England Textile Company, which he had acquired in 1975, in his letter to shareholders in 2014, which was written a full 39 years after the initial investment. By Buffett's statement, the purchase price was a bargain based on the assets we received and the projected synergies with Berkshire's existing textile business. Wombec, on the other hand, was a complete and utter failure, and the mill had to be shut down not too many years after it had been established. Number 8. Barbara Corcoran's marketing strategy is a poor one. The fact that this self-made millionaire and real estate mogul is one of the titular sharks in the enormously successful television series Shark Tank on CNBC is probably the thing that has brought him the most celebrity. When she was 23 years old, Corcoran had already worked 20 different jobs and had a shaky academic career before she ultimately found success in the real estate industry. On the other hand, she would be the first to admit that the path that led her to her estimated net worth of over $100 million was not without its share of challenges. Following the first significant profit that her real estate conglomerate, the Corcoran Group, had made, the business magnate committed $71,000 in the process of videotaping her real estate listings, with each listing being accompanied by the agent who was responsible for it. A short amount of time passed before she realized that her investment of $500 was worthless. This was because no agent was willing to distribute promotional materials that featured other agents and their listings. Number 7. Warren Buffett is the CEO of Dexter Shoe Company. As he has worked his way up to the position of being one of the top 10 wealthiest persons on the entire planet, Warren Buffett, a billionaire from a tiny town with a charmingly quaint personality, has made plenty of poor choices. Berkshire Hathaway's chief executive officer, who is sometimes referred to as the Oracle of Omaha, is not ashamed to admit when he has made poor investment selections. In a letter that he sent to shareholders in 2007, Buffett stated that the purchase of Dexter Shoe Company in 1993 was, to date, the worst deal that I've made. Buffett was under the impression that the shoe company possessed an impregnable moat. Nonetheless, the company rapidly lost its competitive advantage within a short period. Even more unfortunate is the fact that Buffett estimates that he has lost shareholders around $3.5 billion by acquiring $433 million using Berkshire Hathaway stock. Number 6. Interest payments on credit cards. Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban, a billionaire, is the sole billionaire on the show Shark Tank, which airs on CNBC. His estimated net worth is approximately $4.4 billion, making him the wealthiest of the sharks on the show. In 2014, the passionate owner of the Dallas Mavericks of the National Basketball Association, NBA, stated to Business Insider that no one should ever maintain a balance on their credit cards. Cuban claims that the one thing he wished he had known more about when he was in his 20s was that credit cards are the worst investment that you could make. I believe that the amount of money I save on interest by not having any debt is more than any return I could obtain by putting that money in the stock market. Cuban talks from personal experience when he says, "The most difficult lesson I learned was getting my credit cards ripped up," as he stated in an interview with Money in 2017. The number of credit cards that I have torn up is beyond my ability to count. Number 5. Pets.com is owned by Jeff Bezos. When Jeff Bezos, The founder of the online retailing behemoth Amazon.com was on his path to becoming the wealthiest individual in the world. He made several investments that were unsuccessful. A notable example of his work is the website Pets.com. Amazon, along with several other partners, participated in a capital round for the online pet retailer in 1999, which ended up being worth $50 million. Pets.com made the announcement that it would be closing its doors by the end of the year 2000, which rendered that investment worthless. This announcement came just over a year later. Bezos and Amazon.com themselves have not been slowed down by the bad investment, as seen by the fact that the company currently holds the fourth largest market valuation of any corporation in the rest of the globe. Bill Ackman is the fourth short seller of Valeant Pharmaceuticals. When Bill Ackman, a billionaire hedge fund manager, announced his short position in the nutrition business Herbalife public in 2012, he caused a stir in the market. Ackman placed a wager of $1 billion on the theory that the stock of the firm would eventually go to zero, and he referred to the corporation as a fraud on multiple occasions during public arguments and speeches. By the year 2018, Ackman was forced to give up, and he made a covered announcement that his hedge fund, Pershing Square Capital Management, would no longer be betting against the company. Herbalife stock had more than doubled during the time that Ackman held his short positions, trading from $45 to $92 per share. This was in contrast to the company's previous situation, in which it had gone bankrupt. Number 3. The phenomenon that is Carl Icahn. There is a good chance that you have never heard of Blockbuster if you are younger than approximately 20 years old. Blockbuster, on the other hand, was the undisputed king of the jungle when it came to watching movies at home, until the advent of technologies like Netflix and streaming on demand. Even among the most influential people on Wall Street, such as Carl Icahn, the stock was a favorite. Despite this, the company was ultimately unsuccessful and filed for bankruptcy in the year 2010. Blockbuster turned out to be the worst investment I have ever made, according to what Icahn said in an interview with Business Insider in 2011. It failed as a result of an excessive amount of debt, as well as changes in the sector. The company had an excessive number of locations. Netflix developed a more effective business strategy, and Redbox kiosks, along with the entire digital phenomena, eliminated the requirement for customers to visit a separate DVD department store. According to reports, Icahn's investment in Blockbuster resulted in a loss of approximately $191 million. Number 2. Trading during the day. Yusaku Maezawa. Trading on the day can be an enterprise that is both fun and even rewarding. If nothing else is involved, purchasing a hot stock and then making a quick profit is an adrenaline high. It is possible that this has never been more apparent than it is in the year 2023, when so-called meme stocks, such as GameStop, have increased by 400% in a single week, and AMC Entertainment has risen by more than 2,200% in the first half of the year. Nevertheless, Yusaku Maezawa, a billionaire who formerly served as the chief executive officer of the e-commerce giant Sozo, is live proof that day trading is not for everyone. The following is what Maezawa has to say about the situation. I was blinded by the virus-driven market swings and lost 4.4 billion yen through repeated short-term trading of stocks, which is something I haven't familiarized myself with. To what number of people might the money have been distributed and saved if it had been distributed with 4.4 billion yen? A loss of around USD 41 million is equivalent to the 4.4 billion yen that Maezawa has lost. Number 1. Scene Quinn, a form of derivatives. Although Scene Quinn is not a name that is familiar to the majority of Americans, he was once the richest man in Ireland at one point in time. Using a particular sort of derivative known as contracts of difference, he invested in Anglo-Irish Bank, which ultimately resulted in the loss of the majority of his money. As a result of the subsequent failure of the bank throughout the global financial crisis that occurred in 2008, Quinn lost all of his investments. Quinn eventually went bankrupt as a result. So this is the end of our today's video. Do you like it? Kindly give your valuable response in our comment section below. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more interesting and informative videos.